If you've invested in a new device, a laser, a HydraFacial, anything, there's a good chance it's sitting in your clinic right now and not earning what it should. But today we're going to fix that. I'm joined by Richard Gibbons. He's founder of Boost My Customers, the paid ad agency that's helped hundreds of aesthetic clinics turn a brand new machine into a fully booked diary. Richard also speaks at key industry events across the UK, Ireland, and Dubai, and works with brands like Cutera, Luminous, and HydraFacial. You're very welcome today, Richard. And tell us a little bit more about what you do.
Yeah, good to be here. So we've been in the aesthetics industry for 7 years now. So really focusing on helping doctors, medical practitioners get awareness. I'm actually here. We can help people and then educate the market and then convert that education into sales, brand new patients for clinics. So there's so many different ways you can do it, and every guru will tell you something different. But we like to keep it really simple and just, educate the market and do it that way. Could be with social media. There's those different methods we do, but I'm sure we can dive into that today.
That sounds great, Richard. Thank you very much. Without further ado, I'll get into the first question. So when a clinic owner invests 20 to 50K or more in a new device, it could be laser, HydraFacial, whatever it is, what's the biggest mistake you see them make in the first 90 days of trying to market it?
Gosh, that is a great question. I'd say there's so many. I'd say probably two mistakes if I can say one. So the first one would be not actually utilizing their database. So they probably have a good list of past patients and they're not actually presenting it to them in the right way. So they're sitting on a gold mine, but they're not actually utilizing it, is a huge one. And they think, oh, we just need new patients for it. So they push it out to that way. And then the second biggest one would be they're focusing so much on the device and the name rather than the end result that device can give. So I think with clinic owners, we can get so caught up, say, in HydraFacial, just as an example. But a lot of ladies won't know what HydraFacial is. There'll be some sector of the market which get it, and they're like the top 10% who are ready to buy. They get what HydraFacial is. The majority of people, they won't be sold on that name. They'll be sold on the results. So clinics get so caught up in putting up posters of the device, talking about all the technical bits, when actually the average lady, say Susie, who wants better skin, doesn't care about that. She just wants to know, I'm at point A with really cloggy skin. I want to be at clear skin. And then you can put a HydraFacial as the path between that.
Exactly.
And I think clinics get so caught up in, they're in the medical world, they get that.
Yeah.
But the average lady just wants to trust you. And can you actually help me reach my goal? And then you just place that device as the bridge between the two scenarios.
Very good. That's really interesting because at least as you're applying the same logic there, it's all about educating the market, isn't it? Because not everybody's just ready to jump on board and buy into that treatment. They're on maybe a different part of their journey. And then they want to understand what options there are.
Exactly. Yeah. And everyone's in a different buying position. So your past patients, you can speak to them differently compared to cold traffic where they don't know or trust you yet.
Yes.
You need to speak way differently then. So yeah, just keeping aware, who am I speaking to? But really dumbing down that language to make it as simple as possible. Because people don't read on social media. They'll just see a post, skim it, and then you'll speak to them and they just didn't even read what you said. So make it as simple as possible as well would be ideal.
No, that's really good advice. And how long, realistically, should it take a clinic to start seeing bookings for the new device or machine once it arrives? And what does that timeline actually depend on?
So I would actually start getting bookings before it's even delivered. So we actually reverse engineer it to be like, great, if you wait to market the day it comes, like as you know, with marketing, there's lead indicators and lag indicators. So if we put an advert out today, we're not going to get bookings necessarily that day. It could be like a week lag time between the team contacting them, then booking them in, then getting the sale. It's hardly ever instant.
Yeah.
So I would just make sure when you get a device, start promoting it before it's delivered, get a wait list, start getting bookings coming through. So when it is delivered, and then you've got some revenue instantly. So I would start a wait list, even do a call for models if you want to do a model day.
Great idea.
A lot of objections we hear is we don't want to get, it's kind of self-sabotage. They buy an expensive device, but they're scared to get it busy because they're not confident with the device. And it's like they sabotage themselves, but they don't actually promote it because they're nervous. And it's like a dangerous feedback loop.
Yeah.
So even doing like model days where you don't have to charge full price, but you can get some case studies before you open it to the main public is such an easy way to get some money in, cover the first few months of finance or that deposit you put down, and then gain confidence. And once you've got that blueprint, then show it to the whole world. So yeah, don't wait too long. Don't wait till the device comes.
No,
to
indeed.
push it.
And it's all about laying the foundations, isn't it, as well? Because as you said, it's about establishing a wait list. But you put up some news, or whether you send out an email to your clients, or you might say something on social media, people invariably want a bit more information as well, too, isn't
Mm.
it? So would you say it's fair that they should get the house in order as such and put their even the treatment up on their website? So it's a place, a page on their website that the clients can go and read about as well, with a call
Yeah,
to
and even
action.
for
And
like organic rankings and stuff, we do it for loads of
yeah,
clinics where you can even have blogs about it. You can start building up the excitement,
yeah,
and you can just say join our waitlist if you want to get first offers or however you want to promote it.
yeah,
But don't be afraid. You spent all this money on a device. Don't be
mm,
afraid to push it.
yeah,
And I think a lot of clinics are scared of being, oh, we're too pushy or we don't want to be salesy. But really, if you bought a device, hopefully you believe in it and you believe it can get
exactly,
good results. So why not
exactly.
shout about it and tell everyone?
Yeah.
That's our methodology behind that.
I like that. And also, as you're getting people in through, even people coming in on the early list or the models, you can get even testimonials if they love the results they've
Mm,
gotten from, even from a first treatment, it can be great. So, even getting testimonials from those can help with the marketing about it as well in their emails to clients or social posts,
that's it.
etc. Just to building trust, as you said, isn't it? So,
Mm,
especially for strangers, prospects, they need to know and trust you first, like in any
that's it.
industry, because people buy from people, don't they?
Exactly.
So, your agency, you're industry experts, and you focus heavily on paid ads rather than organic social, or probably part of organic social. Why
Mhm.
do you think that matters more for a brand new treatment than it does for treatments a clinic is already known for?
So paid ads are obviously when you pay like Facebook or Instagram to reach new people. Organic, again, if some people don't know, kind of listening, is when you just post on the platform, you put no money behind it, and you kind of show it to your followers. So the reason we love paid ads is you may notice on Instagram, over time, the engagement kind of starts to dip a little bit. And even if you've got 1,000 followers, you're not going to get 1,000 people watching or reading that post.
No.
Whereas paid ads allow us, if we launch an ad today, we can instantly get in front of ladies 40 to 50 earning X amount of money who've recently had a child, and we can get really specific. So it's a nice way to test the waters out, but instantly know we are going to reach people. We've bought this device, and we're going to spend £10 a day, really minimal, but we know we're going to start getting some eyeballs on this treatment. Whereas with organic, you can leave it to Instagram to cross your fingers and hope that they show it to
Mm.
the right people. And then most of the time, the people who follow your page are your friends or family, or they've been to the clinic. So like you're not even reaching the right crowd. So
No, it
that's
can
why
even
we
be your
love,
competitors, your
yeah,
peers. A lot of
that's
salon
it.
and clinic owners all follow each other because they're all inspired
Mm,
by each other. It is a nice community too. So you have that as well.
yeah,
But at least with ads, you are being more laser targeted. And even like when you do a post, isn't it true that the algorithm's really only showing it to anywhere between 3 to 6% of your
mm.
followers as well at the moment. So it's very low.
They make it hard because again, they want to earn more money, right? So they just dim that
Mm.
to you. You then pay.
Yeah,
But I think advertising shouldn't be scary. Like it is a bit scary jumping into it. Like, even when we did like your advertising and all of those bits, it
exactly,
can be a bit
exactly.
like, shoot, I'm spending £10 a day, but I'm not seeing that come back. It's
Yeah.
kind of trusting that process and then great, more eyeballs on your business. If you're good at what you do, it is going to relate in more revenue down the line. But it's
No,
also
a
having
hundred
that the
percent.
right mindset, isn't it?
It is because I think that's the big barrier for a lot of clinics that I speak to. It's they're afraid to get on board with advertising. They just assume it's going to cost thousands in ads. But that was actually a bit of a revelation for us. So we work with Richard with Boost, my customers. We're working together about a year now, isn't that right? So
Gosh,
it's
yeah.
working really well. And Richard has an amazing onboarding process, but it just even like the daily spend, it doesn't have to be huge. It's 10 or 15 quid a day. And we can do different campaigns each month or each quarter. It's just so worth it because we've been able to reach new people and the right people as well. So it works. It does work.
Mm.
But it's quite remarkable that you don't have to spend a fortune on a daily basis to get in new clients through the door.
Yeah, and I think people just get scared or hear horror stories. You hear
Mhm.
horror stories about anything, right? If you Google
Yeah.
it online, you'll always
Yeah.
see the bad before the good. But yeah, you can test the waters. There's so many different ways to do it. But if you want to reach new people who you've never been to your clinic, who have money, I guess this is the best way to get them in the door.
It is, isn't it? And it's such a simple process as well. It doesn't take a huge amount of time from the clinic owner's perspective. It's really
That's it.
just the onboarding, isn't it? So getting things teed up and then you have a strategy for going forward. So, in your eyes, what would a good ad campaign for a new device actually look like? So, in terms of What's it saying? Who is it targeting? And what the offer could be.
So the tricky thing with ads, we've run thousands, literally hundreds of thousands of campaigns. There's never one ad that always works. So we boil it down into frameworks instead. Because a lot of people say, oh, this is the best ad to run for this treatment. Every demographic's a bit different. Every market's different. There's so many variables of advertising that we put it into a framework where every ad should have a hook, have a story, and have an offer. And that's the three parts that we should have in all of our ads. So like even with your ads or with other clinics ads, we'll always make sure there's a really good hook, because we can have the best treatment in the world, the best story, the best offers.
Yeah.
But if we don't get someone to stop and look at our advert, then we could have spent hours filming the best treatments in the world and doing all these bits. If our hook is terrible, people are going to scroll by and we've lost them. So I would put most of your effort into the hook, which is thinking, great, what do my audience think, or what is a common misconception maybe people have about a certain treatment? Call it out. You can even be a bit controversial.
Yeah.
And then get people to stop, because that's what the role of advertising is, to interrupt someone and to stop them in their tracks. And once you've hooked them in, tell them a story, relate to them, say, Susie was also struggling with sweating and she tried these things. Here's a solution. So build that story and then give them a clear offer. So a lot of clinics, you can have the best hook, the best story in the world. If you don't tell someone the next step, 9 times out of 10, they're going to, oh, that was a nice story, scroll on by, and you've lost them.
True.
So tell them what to do, whether that's a free consultation, whether it's to book a call, whether it's to watch a little mini webinar series on skin, or all of these different ways. But you need a good hook, good story, good offer. If you do that, even if you're terrible at ads, you'll get better results than probably most agencies, because it comes down to psychology, really, at the end of the day. Marketing is all about psychology, because Facebook could change their algorithm tomorrow, but that framework will stay. And that's what we say to clinics: don't follow this specific ad, because so many things could change. Just follow a framework, make it your own, not like an AI chat GPT copy and paste script where you can tell it's a bit fishy.
Yeah.
And that's what we recommend to begin with. And then you layer on top kind of as you go on.
Very good. And it's all about keeping it authentic, as you said, isn't it? Because a lot of the AI scripts, it's not very trustworthy and doesn't sound trustworthy to new patients and clients. And as well, isn't it a case where it's a bad idea to send because some people do ads, they run ads on Google, they run ads on Meta, and the call to action would be a link straight to their website. But that's not great practice, is it really? Because the website's got too many things. If somebody does indeed click on it, it's not just something simple that they can just, as you say, the proper call to action, telling them what to do. Book a consultation with us or do something, what the next step is. If you send them onto your website, you're nearly sending them to the abyss, aren't they?
Exactly. And even with your website, they're the best website. They look amazing, but it's different roles, right? As in, even when we're doing, say, your ads, you've got a great website, but we still build a landing page specific.
Yes.
Just because people's attention span is all over the place. We just want to funnel them down slowly, like hold their hand. And then once we have their information, we then send them to the main website, because then they can browse, they can have a bit of fun, but we can still follow up with them.
Exactly, because we've got their contact details in the process. Yeah.
Exactly. But again, say we ran a campaign for a clinic and we had a lovely landing page, but their website was really bad. It affects the ads. As in, then when people check out, they'll be like, oh, this looks a bit weird. It doesn't tie in with the advert. So you want to make sure your adverts look the same as your website, which is the same as your landing page and your social media. Otherwise, you can tell something's not right. And then that causes no trust. And then when people don't trust you, they don't buy. And then they'll go to a competitor.
That's interesting, isn't it? So it's all about keeping everything brand-wise, everything very consistent. And if you have a premium social media, you need a premium ads, premium website, etc. What's the difference between clinics who make their device investment pay for itself in months versus the ones who let it just sit there underused for a year or more?
I think it comes back to the other question of the confidence, like really believing in that device. And it's different, like a solo clinic owner compared to one with a team. They got different problems, right? The solo person is just juggling a million things. They don't have time to promote it, or they're a bit anxious about it and they're so focused on, oh gosh, I got to pay it off. They look desperate, which then attracts the wrong people and it goes a bit messy. But if you're a team, a lot of the time is the team aren't on the same page with how are we all going to promote this together. So one therapist will talk about it to everyone. The other one will never mention it. The front of house will never mention it when on calls. So you need to make sure you're all on the same page.
Yeah.
I would have a team meeting saying, guys, we've got this new device. Here's the benefits. Here's how we want to push it. And at the end of every phone call, we want to say, oh, did you know we've also got this extra
Yeah,
add-on
exactly.
treatment? And like, don't be
Yeah.
afraid to push it. Because again, a good quote I heard from one of my mentors is, an offer you don't make, no one can take. Meaning, like, if you're not offering it to anyone,
Yeah.
how can they say they want to book it?
Yeah.
Like, they could be literally ready to buy it, but if we're not presenting it to them, then what's the point? So make sure you are offering it to people. And that doesn't have to mean discounting. It's just presenting,
Yeah.
we have this solution. If you like it, great. If not, do you know anyone who would? No, no
Yes.
worries. Move on. It doesn't have to be an awkward kind of conversation. It should be really natural. And I think if you can get that mindset of getting the team on board, not being afraid to push it, then I think you're golden and everything else will just snowball from there.
Yeah, no, I love it. Especially sometimes it's the little things that gets forgotten, isn't it? So putting some visual cues in the clinic, letting the staff know, even keeping them incentivized about it, it's important. All those factors are important. And I love the way you say as well that you don't always have to discount, because I think when people are getting in a new device or maybe doing some advertising for the first time, they feel, oh, I have to discount this in a major way. But it's not quite the case, is it? Because you're selling a value play. You're improving someone's skin at the end of the day, or whatever the benefit's going to be.
And typically clinics will discount when there's low confidence in the treatment.
Yeah.
So like I get discounting for like model days where you can't really justify the full price because you are learning on the job
Of
to a
course.
degree.
Yeah.
Once their confidence is there, the value should increase as well. Because you can see some injectors like charging like £500 and some charging like 200. It's
Yes.
the same treatment. They're just confident in what they do and they've done it so many times that they're willing, they know their value pretty much.
Yes.
So if you do start discounting, you will attract the lower end clients.
Different kind. Yes.
And you'll find the ones who pay the most moan the least because they understand, they value it. So it's really, yeah, it's a weird field.
I think as well, the people, when you do discount it, I think you're going to attract the transactional type customers and the people who come through the door. They're just always looking for the offers, aren't they? They're not going to stay with you and be loyal with you. Where the other end of the scale, you can do, which is becoming very popular now, your journeys, client skin journeys now. So you know they're going to be with you over a longer period of time, and you can give them even advice with aftercare, retail, etc. And they trust you, and it's almost like you're prescribing them the better creams, etc., to use at home to prolong their treatment. So there's a real trust there versus people coming in versus just on the back of offers. They're just going to be one trick ponies, aren't they? They're not going to stay around.
Yeah, unless you've got a really good retention on the back end.
Yes.
Some clinics can make it work, but it's hard. It's hard work. It's easy to get people in, but the money is in the lifetime value, and most clinics will just, that could be another chat.
Oh, indeed. We could have a whole new chat about that. Exactly.
That's it.
And then in terms of if the clinic owner, so say when somebody's just about to invest in one of their first new aesthetic device machines, what should she have in place? We talked a little bit about this earlier on, but what are the foundations she should have in place before the device even arrives?
Oh gosh, that is a good question. I would say the foundation, again, it ties back, which I guess is a good thing, is knowing why you bought the device. So just having that confidence between, great, this is the result, and there's a gap in our treatment menu, which is going to fill, as an example. And then really just preparing all of your marketing to speak to that specific. So mapping out, great, we bought this device, but who do we actually want to attract? Great, it's men aged 30 to 40 who we've never contacted before, who fit this specific demographic.
Yeah.
And then craft all of your marketing to speak to that person is what I would do before you even get the device. And then also speak to other clinics who have the device, maybe, and see what's worked for them. Speak to the device company. Like, we've been really blessed to be able to work with like the biggest device companies out there, which is great, but it also gives us insight into what clinics do really well with their launches and then which ones don't. So we've had a nice behind the scenes peek. So we can see the biggest mistakes as well. So speak to other clinic owners, speak to that device company, because they want you to succeed. Again, the more money you make, they're going to sell more consumables or buy more devices from them.
Exactly.
So everyone wants you to win. Just have that in your mind, that people want me to win, and be open to feedback and be open to being vulnerable. And I think, yeah, you'll go far.
That's really good advice. And especially if they're looking to source any from abroad, I think the key thing is they need to have really good support from the brand as well. Make sure that the support's going to be there, because especially if the device breaks down or anything like that, it's about making sure they have the support measures in place, isn't it, for them as well? Absolutely.
Yeah. So many horror stories.
Yeah. And then as well, as we said earlier on as well, about getting the right thing, start marketing it, getting the wait list ready, getting the website pages ready, their offers, etc., just so that everybody's confident by the time it arrives in the clinic and they can just go for it
Exactly.
rather than coming in the door and then starting at that stage, because the lead time can be a couple of weeks to organize those various bits and pieces, can't it?
It always takes
So,
longer than you think.
yeah.
So we say to clinic owners, be proactive, not reactive. So like when you're getting a device, let's be proactive in the marketing. Let's get ahead, because there's always things that pop up. And if you
Yeah.
just leave it and you're like, oh, the device is coming today, we've got to push it. When you're reactive, people can tell it's a bit scattered. So just know the marketing may take a bit longer than we thought,
Yeah.
but we've got it in hand. And then your patients will notice your confidence. You'll be happier and less gray hairs on your head by the time this device comes.
Exactly. Richard, that's been fantastic. Thank you so much. If we can all
Pleasure.
learn a lot from you and your agency, because you've been there, done that with Haynes, as you said, working with hundreds of clinics. So I
Yes.
think our audience can learn a lot from you. So thank you very much. And I'll put Richard's contact details and in the notes below if anyone wants to get in touch, or indeed give myself a shout if you need Richard's help. Can highly recommend.
Amazing. That's good to chat, Lisa. Appreciate it.